Alright, today we're doing an oil change on a 2015 Mustang Eco Boost. We have it up on the jacks.
Jack stands.
Alright, pop the hood and we'll start. Alright, now you locate the oil filter cap, 5W30. Remove it. To get the cap, this is 5W30. I'm going to use synthetic oil. Let me take it off. You can find the oil can with the bolt right there. The filter about halfway down the car. So when you find that, it's a 15mm bolt and you can loosen it. Oil will start shooting out. Make sure you have a pan to catch it. Alright, once you get the 15mm wrench on there, you break it and then you can use your finger. If you just drove the car, the oil could be hot, so be careful. Just take it out slowly, it'll start leaking. And don't let it go because it'll fall in the pan. Alright, so once you get to this point where it's you filled up the can, you wipe the area down with a rag and then you can put this bolt back on. Just twist it all the way until it's hand tight, and then you can use the wrench to tighten it even more. Make sure that there's not a gasket on the actual pan itself in between the bolt and the pan. Sometimes the bolt comes with a gasket, that's fine because you're just putting it back on. But if you have a gasket in addition to it, it could have a little separation and cause leaking. So just make sure that there's nothing there. And then now we're going over to the filter, which is right next to it. Grab this filter. It should be hand tight because of the last time I put it on. You loosen it. And it's basically facing down, so oil is just going to pour down straight into this can again. And then take it off. This is the filter that came off. Make sure that it has the gasket, the rubber gasket around it, and it's not stuck on the actual car itself. And I'm going to let that drain, clean up the area, and then we're going to put the new filter back on. Alright, this is the new filter. Basically, get some oil. Get some oil from the actual, either the oil that you use or the new oil you're going to put on, and you just put some oil around the rim of this filter. Okay, so it's easier to put on. And then you put it right back on that area. At this point, you can hand tighten this to a certain point so that next time you can get it off. This car takes almost 6 quarts of oil, so I got my synthetic mobile super, and then you get your funnel to be able to pour it in. Alright, so you start pouring the oil. What I do is I pour a little bit, and then I stop, and I check under the car to make sure nothing's dripping. So, nothing is coming down over there, which is good. That means the bolt and the filter held. And then you just come back up, you keep pouring. I'm gonna pour the 5 quarts, and then for the 6th one, I'll go by the gauge inside the car. All right, I poured the 6 quarts. Take the funnel out. Now you put the cap back on, tighten it, and then you can start the car. After you take it down off the jack, start it up. Last thing you do, turn the car on. Make sure the oil gauge, when you first turn on, it'll be a little on the high side, but it'll even out after a little bit. And you're all set. In this particular car that has the oil pressure gauge, in other cars you may not have it. You may just have to go with a dipstick. I'm also going to go outside and check the dipstick once this levels out and all that, so just to make sure. But yeah, if you have any questions, leave some comments below. Thank you.